wanted to make a video that reviewed some of the ultrasound teaching points that we just covered this month. So my apologies that I have not talked about ultrasound this thing in this particular way, as multiple people mentioned that it finally helped orient themselves better and made more sense to them. So this is your iPad that you plug your butterfly into. Right? The marker dot on my butterfly is here. You can see the marker dot on the screen is there. What I'm seeing on the screen is literally this. Right? I'm looking at a sideways view of the ultrasound beam coming out of the probe. So if I'm looking over here at liver and kidney and Morrison's pouch, that's what I'm seeing, and I'm looking at it from the point of view of the camera, right? But the thing that's hard to understand is that now if you're looking at the tablet, you're holding the tablet here and looking here, that doesn't always make sense. But if you put it like this is literally the view that you're seeing. So as I fan forward or back, as I rotate, as I slide it up or down, that's the view that I'm seeing on the screen. If you put it over on this side, essentially like you're looking at the back of the tablet, right? Again, my marker dot's here, which corresponds to my marker dot here, right? That's what I'm seeing on the screen. So when you're looking here and hold the tablet here, you have to orient yourself to what you're actually seeing. So it's like that as you move that around. And again, that's why it's important that you have the marker dot to the correct orientation, because you need to get used to seeing what normal looks like. If my marker dot's down here, then when I'm holding the screen here, my kidney and spleen are going to be reversed on the screen, and that's going to be hard to understand. But if I'm used to seeing that when I hold my marker dot in the correct location up, I'm going to see my spleen will be at the top of the screen, my diaphragm, the kidney will be down towards the bottom of the screen. Again, same thing over here, right? I'm seeing a slice. I need to have the liver at the top, the diaphragm at the top, and the kidney down towards the bottom. If I'm looking at aorta, right, it would be looking, this is what I'm seeing. Now, this is not the view of the camera. It'd be like if you slice me in half right here and you're looking up from my feet, and because the probe's oriented like this, my marker dot's to the right, right? That's what I'm looking at. So you have to be able to make the leap in your head from, okay, the ultrasound is here, I'm holding the tablet over here, but this is what I'm seeing, right, as that fans through. So I hope that helps make sense of that for some of you. A couple things to keep in mind. When you're moving the probe, when you get to the view that you almost want, you can move the probe three ways. Like say I'm looking for Morrison's pouch over here. You can rotate it, you can fan it, or you can slide it. But only do one of those three things at a time, because otherwise you quickly lose your view. So if I just about have what I need and say I'm getting rib shadows, I just need to rotate the probe a little bit in line with where my ribs are going so I lose the rib shadows. I don't want to rotate and slide somewhere, like jump down a rib space. That's not going to help. So do only one of those motions, rotate, fan, or slide. Only do one of those at a time when you're honing in on the view that you need. And then two last points I'll make. One, use the ultrasound gel. I think I see operators spreading the gel out so it's really thin. You actually need the gel to make something that the probe can shoot through, that makes a good medium for the probe to shoot through. So don't try to squeeze all of it out from underneath the probe. That defeats the purpose. You don't want a huge area of like thin gel. You want a little bit of gel piled up between the probe and the skin. And then the last thing I'll say is that keep in contact with the patient. So my hand needs to be touching the patient. Again, because with the gel, it's very slippery. So if I'm looking here and I'm looking at my screen over here and I'm trying to find something and I'm looking here, next thing you know, my probe is way down here and I'm nowhere close to the liver and what I'm trying to see, and I didn't even realize it because my hand's not touching the patient. So I hope that helps with your ultrasound techniques. And again, I'd encourage you to use the teaching modules that are built into the tablets that go with the butterfly. There's lots of normal and abnormal stuff to look at. Make a point to check one of those every day when you're on shift. A couple times a day, go through just a couple of them and get the reps of seeing what normal looks like.